What's up, guys? Welcome back to Biopilot Arms. Again, I am on my mobile phone. Forgive me if you hear dogs playing around in the background. They are rambunctious, and you can never stop dogs from playing. Anyway, guys, so some little bit of news that's coming out about ATF and their unconstitutional dealings. We all know that ATF loves to make up their own rules, which, because of the whole Chevron deference thing being thrown out, they can't really do anymore. That doesn't mean that ATF isn't going to break the law, because they routinely do it all the time. You know, whether it be individual agents stealing guns or trafficking them to the border, fast and furious, or it be them taking full auto firearms home from evidence lockers. Uh, you can always count on the ATF to break some laws. But we have just been told, it has been confirmed by ATF themselves through their actions, not through their words, through their actions, that they do indeed have a national firearms registry, right? Now, we haven't been able to confirm this for a while. There's been, you know, speculation, let's say, because when a gun shop closes, they all of their 4473s will go and be given to the ATF, because from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that all gun shops have to keep their 4473 records for like 20 years or something like that. And if the gun shop is to close, then they have to turn over those records to ATF. Now, ATF is not supposed to have a registry. It is illegal for them to have a registry. But what else are they going to do with all these records? There's one of two options. Either they get all of these 4473s and they keep them in a big old box in the basement, and whenever something happens, they have to go and run and search through all of these, things to find one box and go through the records, and that's just not feasible, right? As it should be, because they shouldn't even have the 4473s, and they shouldn't even have the 4473s to go and spend a year of their life looking for one record at all. But because they have these records, what do? They digitize them, right? So, because of the Trump assassination thing, we have now basically, it's been confirmed that they do have 4473s that are digitized that they can search. That's a searchable registry, which is illegal. So, basically, what happened is after the shooting of Donald Trump, they contacted the NTC, the National Tracing Center, which is run by ATF, and they found the records from the 4473 within 30 minutes. Okay, keep that in mind. Within 30 minutes, they found this information. They found that the 4473 was from an out of business store that turned over the ATF records, and they digitized it and put it in a registry, which is prohibited. They figured out when it was bought, which it was bought in 2013, and they found out who owned it. And shortly thereafter, they found out that the kid who they took the photo of, and who is now deceased, they found that that was the son of the purchaser. Now, my question is, why would it only take half an hour? Right? Okay, well, that's an easy one, because they have a searchable database. There is no feasible other reason for it to be a 30-minute wait to get all of this information. unless it was a searchable database. Because again, like I said, there was only two options. It's either a searchable database, or they have to go to their records room and search through a ton of boxes of all of these gun shops that were in the area. And let's just, for the sake of argument, say that in the entire time since, the last 20 years, only one gun shop has closed in that time, and that is the only one that it could have possibly been. There would still be hundreds of 4473 records in that box that they would have to go through each individual one, find which ones were rifles, which were pistols, separate that out, then go through each of the rifles and look at the serial numbers. And then they'd have to do that for hours. It wouldn't be 30 minutes for that process. That would take hours, if not days, to do, even if we give the benefit of the doubt that it was one box of hundreds of records from one store. Now, realistically, it would be hundreds of thousands of records from hundreds of boxes from dozens of stores that closed in that time, right? So the only way that it could possibly be that they got this information in 30 minutes is if they had a searchable database that is a registry that is illegal. So this needs to go away. We need to get our representatives involved to have them go and get rid of this registry because it is illegal. But since when has ATF followed the law? Anyway, so now here's the other interesting thing. A picture of the shooter was also sent to the ATF for facial recognition trace. Why is the ATF doing that? The ATF is not the agency that's supposed to do that. The agency that's supposed to do it, that is DHS, but more specifically OBIM, the Office of Biometric Identification Management. So why is ATF doing facial traces? Are they just like, well, we were already able to search up this database, so we might as well get the face involved as well, because then we can just do it all at the same time and it'll be faster? Or are they matching faces to 4473s? And if they are matching faces to 4473s, what else are they matching it to? Are they then taking those facial recognition matches and then assigning them to all these guns, so that way they could search a database and just bring up a face, a name, and what guns you have? That's creepy and also illegal because they're not supposed to have a registry. Then here's the other thing. This brings up a whole different question that I don't think anybody's addressed yet. If you watch Guns and Gadgets video on this, he basically addressed everything I just talked about. But what wasn't addressed was if ATF is actually getting these facial recognition pictures in order to put them in some sort of database. We have these ammo vending machines that have been going out recently, and in order to purchase the ammunition, you have to scan your driver's license, and then the machine has to take a picture of your face in like 3 different orientations to compare it to the face that's on the driver's license. My question is, what's being done with that data? Where is this facial recognition going? Is it going to a secure database? Is it going to the ATF? Like, are these ammo vending machines considered individual gun stores, basically? Because, like, in order to put the ammo vending machine in a location, that location has to be licensed to sell that ammo, kind of like a gun dealer would. Now, I know that you don't have to have the same license to sell firearms as ammunition, obviously, but it begs the question, when they shut down these ammo vending machines or move them or decommission them or whatever the case may be, where is this facial recognition data going? Where are these pictures of your faces going? Personally, I will not ever buy ammo from a vending machine that requires that type of information. Because it's one thing to go up to a cashier and show them your ID, they look at it, look at your face, and that's it. Or just look at the date of birth. And in a lot of cases, I don't even get ID'd for ammo purchases because I don't think it's required in my state, but even if it is, if you have like a rewards card or whatever with that particular company, then they don't even bother to look. So what I want to know is where's that information going, and might this tie into ATF somehow? Like, are they going to be able to acquire this data for ammo purchases and then cross-reference it with firearms purchases? Because, like, let's say this, right? Let's say you bought a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, right? But you sold those, right? So they have a facial recognition that shows, okay, he owns these three firearms, right? But then, because the 4473, if I recall, serializes it, and that would also tell you what that firearm's chambered in. So what if, let's say I've got those three firearms, right? But I also bought private sale a 6.5 Creedmoor, for instance, or something like that, right? Something that's not the same caliber as those three. Let's say in the registry, they have that bullshit registry they're not supposed to have. They've assigned my face to those three firearms, right? Now, let's say somehow they acquire the corresponding facial recognition with an ammo purchase from one of these vending machines. And I bought 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, the ATF would then ask themselves, okay, well, we know he's got these three guns, but none of them are chambered in this 6.5 Creedmoor. So why is he buying that ammo? Does he have another gun that we don't know about? And then they'd probably put in like a little question mark or asterisk next to it. Okay, does he have this type of firearm? Maybe we don't know exactly what kind, but he has something chambered in a 6.5 Creedmoor. So then when, as we all know, registration always leads to confiscation. So then when they go to get the guns, now they know they're looking for potentially 4 instead of 3. Now that's concerning because that can be applied to other things as well. Let's say I used to own those 3 firearms, but I sold them, right? And now I own 3 firearms that are not the same. And I go and I buy ammo. Now they're going, okay, maybe he's got 6 firearms, but I only have 3. So then there's so many problems with this. Oh, what about if I am just somebody who bought all of my guns private sale? I've never gone and done a 4473, but I have a concealed carry license. Okay, well, now they know, theoretically, I have at least 1 pistol, right? Then they know, based on the facial recognition and the ammo purchase, okay, well, now we know he has a 9mm pistol, maybe a 38 because he bought 38 ammo, and he bought 5.56, so something chambered in 5.56, probably an AR. None of which had anything to do with 4473s, but they also now know, because of the linkage between facial recognition and this, now they know I potentially own those 3 types of weapons, and or because of the concealed carry license. And let's just say I've never got a concealed carry, never did a 4473, never did any of that, but I'm buying ammo. And they somehow link my face to the ammo purchases. Now, I should not be on any list at all because I bought all my guns private sale. And yet now they know that I have 2 or 3 firearms because of the fact that they were able to link my face with these ammo purchases, right? So I know some of you are saying, oh, well, but what about your credit card purchases? You buy ammo online, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, that's true as well. But we need to limit as best we can the amount of tools that they have, the government has, to potentially confiscate what we have a right to own. So I'm just saying, I will never own, or sorry, I will never buy any of those ammo from those vending machines that have the facial recognition for that reason. I try to buy cash, but not always. So I'll buy with the card. But again, as of right now, the cards don't have the same type of it. Like it'll say you bought from Dick's, but not what you bought from Dick's or whatnot. This is also why I don't own NFA items, because I don't want to be on a list. Now, some of you are like, well, but they have the 4473s. They know what you already bought, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, but like, when you own an NFA item, there's so many additional restrictions, so no thank you. Anyway, my point is, the ATF basically has confirmed that they do have a searchable database of 4473s and firearm purchases and owners, and they're asking for photos to do a facial recognition trace, which is questionable because they're not the department that does that, and that was linked to a firearm trace. And my question is, are they doing it both at the same time to other people as well? This needs to get looked at. You need to call your representatives and have them draft a bill or whatever the case may be to hold the ATF accountable for its illegal registry. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Do you think that the things that I've said and the dots that I've connected in this video makes sense? Or do you think that I'm just a conspiracy theorist and that none of this is what's happening, especially with the ammo vending machines? Or do you think that it's a possibility? Drop your comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe so that way whenever I go live you can get notified and see the video, and or so that way you can help me get my subscriber count up, so that way I can provide this content to you more often and with more and more detail, and blow things up for you guys. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you guys next time.